Hello, friends. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I'm jumping on here today to talk about florals. So I get lots of questions about how to do florals, what's the best way, and such like that. So I this weekend was thinking about it, and it's launch week for my course that is coming out on Thursday. Super excited. So you're going to see a lot of me this week. So I apologize if you get tired of seeing my face, but I am going to do a quick little tutorial on how to do florals. So first of all, I've got this is just like a nata cookie. It's a blank cookie. It's plastic. These are wonderful to practice on if you don't have any. And then I have some here that I baked yesterday that we're going to use as well. So I'm going to show you, well, let's go over colors. So I've got a hot pink and the 1M tip. And so this we're gonna outline this entire thing. I'm going to show you the easiest way to do florals. And then I've got an outline icing in this like pinky purple. I really like this color. It's so fun. And then I've got also some more for another flower in hot pink in this one. And then I've got some outline icing in the green, the lime green, to add some leaves and some greenery. So first off, you want to make sure that your outline icing when you're doing florals is very stiff. So you want to make sure that I just mixed this actually like 10 minutes ago. And I mixed it a little bit. You don't want to mix too much because that can ruin your icing. So don't over mix it. But if you have like icing and you're like, oh, this is kind of soft, and it's already in a bowl, just add some powdered sugar to it and that'll thicken up your icing. So, let's go over our first one here. I'm looking for some nonpareils that I like to use too. These are from Wonderfully Delicious, and we're going to use these on top too. So I'm going to first start off with my one. This is the easiest flower to do. It's a nice rosette. You have this 1M tip, and just know, like, it might take this entire bag to flood this whole cookie, or to outline this whole cookie. But just know that you need a lot of icing if you're doing like a bunch of these. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off, and you want to start off in the middle. Don't start from the outside. Start from the middle. And I'm just going to make a little dot, and I am just squeezing and just going around and making a rosette. And it's really hard to mess this up, guys. Really hard. So I just kind of pull it to the edge. If you have any icing that just kind of sticks out, just use your little scribe to push it back in there. And what I like to do with these two is just to add a little, the nonpareils, whatever you want to call it. I guess that's how you say them. I don't know. No one's ever corrected me. Just to add a little extra. So this icing is a little bit soft. I can tell, like, because the sharp edges are kind of falling a little bit. But so you want to make sure that you have pretty thick icing when you make this one. But it's super easy. That's all it is. Your cookie's done. You're going to set it in front of a fan, and you're going to be good to go. So let's do some over here. So I'm going to start off with, and I have different shapes, different cutters that are floral designs. Like I have a engagement ring that has floral, but really, like, you don't even need that. Like, if you don't want to spend money on cutters, you can use just about any shape of a cutter to make a floral. So it's nice to have like a floral if you have like a name across and you have like florals like in the corner. That's always nice. So I have just a 2.5 PME tip on this green, and I'm going to start off. You always want to start off, if you're doing, you don't want to start off with leaves, but you want to start off if you have any greenery that's going to be like viney. So I'm just kind of winging it here. I don't really have a set design in mind, which is always fun. But I'm just going to draw some leaves. And all I'm doing is just piping a line, just holding it there, And you can always do like the line all the way down and then have them. You can add like little white dots at the end, but that's just going to give me like a little something to add a little dimension. And again, I'm just doing a 2.5. You could do a 2. Also would work with this. And we're going to switch it out here in a minute for a leaf tip. But I'm going to show you how to do these other ones first. So I've got on this one, this is a number 101. Let me see what the Marpaul. I don't even know where I picked this up at. I can't remember. But you want to have the tip. You want it to look like this. Can y'all see that? Oh, there we go. So it's kind of like to a point. Almost it looks like a petal, which is kind of what, here, I'll move it up. I'm sorry. I'm like right in the comments. You're right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the pointy end, like where it comes to a point, see how it like makes like a U shape and then it comes to a point right here. I'm going to make sure that my pointy end is pointed up. So it's kind of, it's like at 1 o'clock, if you could think about that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the outside and I'm just going to pipe. I need my, this is a good time to have your flowers, are the best time to have your, what's this thing called? Swivel. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see that better. So I'm just going to be piping leaves, and I'm just making an upward motion and coming down. Upward motion and coming down. So those are my outside petals. And now I'm going to do some petals for the middle. Now these will not be as big, but you see how my point, it's pointed like towards this way. It's like pointed at 1 o'clock. All right, so there you go. So that's your 101. I also have a tip that you can do the same thing. If you're doing this on a big cookie, like if you want to fill the whole cookie with this, this is a number 104. So same tip, just a little bit smaller. So now you can see you want to have it angled like this. Not straight up, but not on the ground, but you want to make sure that that's angled like that. So let's add a few non-perils on this. And now I'm going to add, now I usually will let that dry for about an hour or so before I add anything else next to it, because I don't want the colors to bleed. But I don't want to take up your time, of course. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to add some vines over on this side. So again, I'm going to make a line here, and I'm just squeezing and pulling. Squeeze and pull. And this is just going to give it just a little extra something. Now, for this purple, I've got a tip number 21. You can also, and this is a Wilton tip, so I'm pretty sure I picked this up probably at Michael's. But you can also use a Wilton 18 to do the same thing. And these are just, they're very, very versatile. But we're just going to make a rosette right here. And I'm starting from the middle and just following around the edge. So see how it's got this like little lip here? You want to just push that in right there. Okay, so I've got my pink flower, I've got my purple rosette. Now I want to add just some, I'm going to take this tip off. So I like to use the coupler with a tip, especially when I'm doing florals, so that I can switch it out if I need to. So I'm just going to take this off, and I'm going to put that 16 on. And so, sorry, this one is in budget. This is the 18. I'm going to use this 18. I'm going to slip it on. And I'm just going to add some little stars right here just to fill in some space. So see how it just like needed a little something right there? And the same thing over here. We're going to do, let me think what I want to do. I'm just going to do some star tips. Now I'm going to use the same tip number 21 that I made for this one here. So again, I'm just going to I'm just squeezing and pulling straight up. Squeezing and pulling straight up. And then these just work great just for fillers. They're awesome for that. So, I've got my flowers. You could add some more like right here if I wanted to, just to have a little something. Again, just as some fillers. But these are going to be your good tips to go to for florals. It's going to be your 101 or the 104 if you're doing a big cookie like that. And then the 21 tip or the 18 for the rosettes that are so pretty. So let's add just a few of those. And now for my leaf, I'm going to use the 352 tip. So remember I told you a few weeks ago I threw mine away. I was so sad and had to order one immediately from Amazon. And I don't think mine was a 352. I think it was a 52, but you know, it works. So when you're doing your leaf tip, so you can see here it is shaped like a V. You can cut your tipless bags in this shape and get the same thing, but for some reason I can never get it. Even though I have like needle nose scissors, I can never get it right. So I just use a tip. No shame in my game. And I just know to use a coupler with a tip so I can easily change it out. As you just saw, I took the 2.5 off and put the 352 on. So when you're going to make your tip, your leaf, you want to make sure that you turn your bag to be this way. So you want your V is right here. You want the tip to be pointed to the ceiling. The other tip is on the bottom. So it's vertical, just like that. So, and that's how I'm going to hold it to get my leaves out. So you're going to hold it like this and kind of make an up and down motion to get your leaves. So just like so, just like so. So I'm just making my leaf here, and I'm just kind of adding these generously on wherever I think there should be a leaf, any abandoned space, and I'm just barely squeezing the bag. So I'm going to do some here, some there, and voila. You have a pretty floral cookie. Again, like I said, these are a little bit, they're not as thick as I would like them and as I would normally use, but you kind of get the idea of what we're going for. And again, you don't have to have a special shape to do. Any shape will work. You can do your Nancy plaque. You could do a plaque cookie. You could do it on any kind of cookie. Like I'm doing some baptisms this week, and I'll probably do a rosette on the front. So you don't have to have like a certain cookie, but they're just great that they just give extra dimension and just make it fun. And then people will look at that and be like, oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. So anywhere that you kind of have holes, you can just fill it in. I also have, if you're working with a smaller area, another good tip to have is this is the ST50. This is a PME ST50, which is also a great one. This will give you little tiny leaves. I'll show you those. So those are great if I'm just, adding little bitty leaves and I don't want anything big, because these are kind of big and larger leaves. But if you're doing something in a smaller area, look at that. Look how tiny that is. Aren't they so cute? So I like these that you can just make tiny. If you're trying to like squeeze into a small space, they're great for that as well. And I kind of think, I don't think I have any white icing on me. But I'll use this cream off-white. I'm thinking that like these little dots here would be great if they were like an off-white. So let me see. I think it'll just give it, I'm totally doing them like over it, but I think they just kind of like give it a little extra color instead of all green right there. So thank you guys. That is it that I have for today, but let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate you coming, and then stay tuned for more tutorials this week. Tomorrow I will be doing some pumpkins and some fall mug tutorial. So stay tuned for that. And then Thursday's the big day that I launch my course. If you have any questions about the course and what it's about and who it's for, let me know. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.